We're often asked which is the best cash flowing strategy in property investment, so we decided to jump down into a basement bedroom within a HMO to tell you all about houses in multiple occupation and why they are cash flow gods. So as you might have guessed, in answer to that question, we're going with HMO, houses of multiple occupation. In our minds, probably the best cash flowing strategy out there, tried and tested, and they certainly have sort of lasted the test of time. Every time anybody thinks, oh, how long can the HMO market be sustained? They just keep coming back. When I started, it was young professional HMOs where if you had somebody sort of at the age of 30, you might think that was a bit weird. The young professional market around big cities now sort of takes you all the way through into your 40s. So the HMO tenant market continues to grow. The supply is strong, but the demand is high. So a lot of sourcing and portfolio building companies that are actually established don't end up wanting to do HMO for their investors. Very simply, that's because it is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work if you are the investor yourself, delivering that property yourself. But obviously, if you're a company delivering the investments for other people, it is a lot of work. It's a sort of higher risk strategy. It is a higher cash flow reward strategy. Why do I say it's higher risk? Well, you know, you are buying bigger properties, so there's slightly more money in, and I'm averaging it out, but probably bigger properties, bigger lumps of deposits into a HMO than it would be a buy-to-let. There are bigger refurbishment costs, significantly bigger refurbishment costs in many times. There's a lot of red tape, there's licensing, there's planning, there's lots of things to navigate your way through to being a successful HMO investor. At the NPP group though, it's where we started. It was our bread and butter, and myself and wife Hannah, we built our financial freedom based off HMO portfolio investing. So it was could never be in our game plan as founders and owners of the company to not help other people deliver that same financial success. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. You know, we didn't start the NPP group from a, ooh, let's grow a sourcing company type scenario. We grew the NPP group from a financially free, if you will, certainly very financially stable point of view. Already established HMO property investors, we came out of our jobs and we started to deliver those for other people as well. So, you know, really out of integrity not to deliver them for you as we've done for ourselves. The first three and a half years of our property investing career, HMO all the way, get the cash flow done and then move on to other strategies. So let's talk about the risks involved with HMO investing, or the perceived risks. And really, I think that comes down to the sort of three things we talked about before, which is the higher purchase price of the property, the higher refurbishment price of the property, and actually all of the kit that you need to fill the house with for your tenants is another cost. So we'll take the house price from a start. You're going to be looking for the bigger houses in your investment areas. Old Victorian terraces, absolutely perfect. But actually these days, HMOs come in all shapes and sizes. I know for us at the moment, we've got a Victorian terrace. We're actually in one. We'll show you it later in the video. But we've got semi-detached properties that we're converting garages and doing extensions to get those extra bedrooms. We've got actually sort of new build townhouses that are tall, skinny, and lots of opportunity to convert within them, that we're maximizing the rent via turning them into houses of multiple occupation. So, but regardless, you're not going to turn a small, no opportunity sort of 2-bed buy-to-let into a 5-bed HMO. There is one strategy, but that's another video. So you are going to be paying more for that original purchase price. Unless you are cash rich, that often means that you will need to bridge into the purchase, and then you need to factor in the cost of the bridging loan whilst doing the refurbishment. So that's potentially a bit of a risky strategy. I don't really view it as risks, it's just you need to understand the process. Step 2, and probably where most of the risk is in the refurbishment. Now it's 2022, partway through the year. And I would say the average HMO refurbishment and conversion cost that we've got going through NPP Developments, our construction management company, at the moment is circa £90,000. So you are not only going to be buying not the cheapest house in the world, because it needs to be big enough to convert, but you're also going to be shoving a huge amount of capital within the refurbishment of the property into that property to convert what was, let's say, a 3 or 4 bed terraced house into a 5-6 bed HMO with all ensuite or certainly plentiful bathrooms in today's market. So you are going to be putting a hell of a lot of cash into the deal. Then, to add salt to the wound, actually you're going to need to furnish and dress and give your new to be HMO tenants absolutely everything that they desire, so they can just come along with their bag and move into the property. So again, we're going to show you around this one in a few minutes, but it's going to be, not just beds and sofas and TVs in the communal areas, but we're talking about knives, forks, kettles, toasters, ironing boards, hoovers, everything. Think sort of more towards hotel living. You could turn up with your suitcase and move straight in. The major second part of the risk, once you've delivered a fantastic HMO and it's full of tenants, which it will be if you're using people that know what they're doing, is the refinance of the property. So as we've said, you've bought a higher value house, you've spent a lot of money converting it into a HMO, you've furnished the thing and it's all bells and whistles for your tenants. They've moved in, they're happy, and the rent is now coming in. But to make this a fantastic deal for most people, you're looking to refinance the property and pull out a certain amount of cash, leaving money in, mortgaging the rest of it, and then actually creating your return on investment at that stage. Now, the risks that are associated with this is because you have a vision for the property, the team you're working with has a vision for the property, but Mr. Valuer, Mr. Rick's Valuer, he knows everything, is going to come along and he's going to have his opinion. Now that opinion is unfortunately the opinion that the lender is going to listen to, and so we're really hoping that he's going to see the same value that you saw and actually give you what you want. We have a way of mitigating that risk. Well, we have two ways of mitigating that risk, which I'm going to take you through. So the first thing we do, and this is a trick of the trade, we'll get the best house value on the street. But that's always the way I attack it. I'm going to show you some of the P&Ls of my portfolio right at the end of this video, and you'll see they still work well.